So first, we'd like to begin by giving thanks to the Creator, for all things are not possible without. And we'd also like to acknowledge our ancestors who toiled without compensation or compassion. And we'd also like to give thanks and acknowledge our elders whose shoulders we stand on to build, share, and learn in our collective liberation and sovereignty. So, Uncle Alfred, can you introduce yourself to our audience and viewers?
Of course. My name is Alfred Burgesson. I'm the founder and CEO of Tribe Network. I'm a Ghanaian, so born in Ghana, grew up in Canada, and I'm now in Ghana visiting family and engaging with young people in the country here to find out what future they want to have in Africa and in Ghana. And yeah, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a friend, and so well, believe it. Thank you.
So why did you start Tribe Network? What led you to start it?
Yeah, I mean, it all started with an experience, right? And it started with an experience of not feeling as though I belong in a space, right? And realizing that my experience is unique, yes, but over the course of the years after that, I learned that there are a lot of people that had a similar experience. And the experience I'm talking about is walking into an innovation hub, walking into an entrepreneurship center, and not seeing us in there, and being like, wait, our tax dollars are paying for this. Yeah, there's 30 of them across the country, and I'm hearing the same story in these spaces that we're not there for. We're not representing on the team, we're not representing on the membership, none was represented on the board, right? And so in the Canadian context, I realized that there was a major gap in terms of there being safe spaces for us to build technology, entrepreneurship, building in that innovation economy. And so, yeah, it took me a few years to realize that, like, I felt the problem, but then I was like, I don't necessarily have the resources to just fix it. Like, right? And over the course of years, I built relationships and connections, and I learned so much that I was like, you know what? Now's the time to launch it. So we have 2021. We launched Tribe, and we, the phrase one liner would be that we're entrepreneurship and innovation led, serving racialized failures. We're in Canada, but we're growing globally. As you guys know, the mayhem last night in Ghana, we're trying to do a lot more outside of just Canada. We want to build a global network, right? We want to be able to have a network that's able to facilitate connections in business across countries and regions. And so yeah, that's why I started Tribe.
So what's something that's important to you that you wish to learn before you started Tribe?
I would think that's important to me, but I wish I'd learned before I started Tribe. Yes. It's a good question. I mean, I think if it's honestly the hardest part of our business, and the thing that can be most challenging often there is like managing cash flow. Yeah. Like honestly, I say like for entrepreneurs, you haven't really experienced entrepreneurship to the point where like you got payroll on Friday and on Monday you don't got the money. You know what I mean? You gotta figure it out. Yeah, you find it. Yeah. Those are experiences that like we don't talk about a lot. Yeah. Like that is the essence. It's like I gotta make something out of nothing. Yeah. I gotta make sure my people get paid. I gotta make sure I'm creating value. Yeah. And like, I feel like I'm someone that I can handle the stress. I can handle challenges. I actually like challenges. Yeah. And I feel like I perform better when I'm accidents. Yeah. But I would say, before starting Tribe, if I would have, I'm not a math guy, but if there's anything that I wish I had before I started Tribe, it was probably a better understanding of the financials. Yeah. I've learned it now, and I'm learning it. Yeah. I have to manage it. Yeah. But I think pre-Tribe, just going deeper into numbers would probably be something.
Well, starting it, it's a continual process of learning. So it's definitely good that you're still learning it and like acquiring more skills about it. Our next question is, how do you see the future of Tribe? Where do you see it to go? How do you see its impact on your local society and globally?
So, like I mentioned when I talked about why I started Tribe. Like, I want to build a global network where, right? Like, selfishly, I want to be able to do business with people in the Caribbean, people in Asia, people in Europe, or in Africa. Yeah. And I know that there are other people in the network that want that opportunity as well. Yeah. And so I see us, last year we launched a physical hub in Halifax. Okay. All right. We call it our own little Honda. But I see us establishing more hubs throughout the world, right? Just last year or earlier this year, I was in the Caribbean looking at potentially having an hub there. Of course, I'm in Ghana right now, and I want to establish a hub here. And so I see us establishing physical spaces that bring together entrepreneurs to work with each other, to build together. I see us deploying capital into entrepreneurs in those spaces as well. Ultimately, the goal is to help entrepreneurs thrive, right? So if we can see more people like us thriving in entrepreneurship, and if we play a role in that, then I think we've done successful. Okay. Do you have a key set of priorities in your work right now? A key set of priorities right now? Yeah. I would say like key set of priorities right now. So, we're in the midst of having a bit of like an analysis or audit on our programs to date. Yeah. And thinking about a strategic plan for the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah. So, right now I'm doing a lot of like reading in terms of analysis on what we've been able to achieve, what's worked well, what hasn't worked well, and thinking about how do we take those insights into informing our next 5-year strategy. Yeah. So I would say that is priority number one. And I think that will inform some of the activities we take on, like launching hubs. Yeah. Like, what does Ghana look like, and establishing a physical presence here? But I would say priority number one right now is analyzing what we've done the past 3 years, and using insights from that to help us identify what our next 5 years will look like.
And the next question we have here is, what challenges or barriers do you see that happen a lot inside your line of work?
What challenges or barriers that you've experienced,
or in general, that you have?
What challenges do I experience? Honestly, I think one of the things that I struggle with is, like, I'm a big thinker, and I like to think that I'm one of those people that's like, what is it? Shoot for the stars. I don't know. Right? And I know there's a lot of power in that. Yeah. I know there's a lot of power in that. For example, the event we had yesterday, if I would have said, let's aim for 50 people, well, we would have done everything small. Yeah. Right. But we said, hey, let's go for 400. You know what I mean? We'll land in the middle, and that's great. Yeah. And so I think sometimes what tends to make challenges, I'm always thinking big, and I think it can scare people sometimes. And it can be very frustrating for them, because I'm someone who gets a lot of context and insights, and then I make my own decision, I make my own judgment, I make my own, I set my own role, right? And I'll give you another example, like, when we're saying we're going to raise a $20 million fund, in Atlantic Canada, where I know, people will say, oh my God, that's huge. Are you sure if you to Georgia 5? Yeah. If I go to Silicon Valley, or if I go to Montreal or Montreal, they're saying, oh, $20 million, that's small. Yeah. And so I think, for me, they're very frustrating when I'm in the spaces where people eat out and eat. Yeah. And so I sure am the one me challenge, because I gotta not. I don't feel like I can keep myself. I'm sure didn't look at really let's try to do this. If I doing this for a couple of long, what 30s? Definitely go big and go home at the moment. Yes, sir. Yes.
Guys, you have to often ask about try which impact countries, and I don't know Mars
or deeper question. I mean, I think my advice for young people that are trying to make impact, whether Africa or whether always think of Africa is, you face problems already we face in Korea. And if you're going to start something, if you're going to try to make a change in the society, I would advise that Jasper go after a product TV3. Go, right? At the contracts. Be in environments where you're actually solving a problem that I try to live tangible and out real, because you has it's my midwife. So start from there and build goes up. Because it's like I said, like the creative be a reader or starting a business is very difficult. And this problem around try, like I felt you know what I mean? I felt it, and that's we're trying to fix it for you, create better requires so.
And a lot that's just like number one now. It's a guy should be you'll be more knowledgeable with your back.
And number two, when you get cut, have that drive. No, I want to solve this problem. No, yeah, it's sad.
Yes, we have got it.
So what book are you currently reading?
Or watching future question.
Honestly, I'm still I'm not reading a book right now, but I'm listening to a podcast. Actually, what's this? And this podcast is very briefly. There's always I think and one if my podcast perfect.
So before we close out, do you have any closing remarks for calls to actions or should I
as so I mean I want to share at the end I want to share the event a little bit what was the event was the last event and not that much. And then I want to hear from the new guys what they're not just sitting the forgotten around the on. So last thing I see is just features unviable for that prevented by tries with Asperoff, or it's just Agil's University dog just cool. And that event came about because I wanted to talk to other people a little harm like, what do you want to do for like how you went on and feel or what do you think I'm the right future? What sort of vision do you have when we're got with? And I wanted to have at least to get a much context of what people thought is possible and because and days before I arrived to close as people, why don't we bring people together and let's hear from the other people and let's hear from the people that I was in talks with, put them on stage and all their feature business at Polaris, because I believe that the ripple effect. The projects we did it, and I picked 100 people here. I was really for it. Yeah, because that's not going to Charlotte. Maybe big bad. You have to make sure you're more optimistic. I could literally change someone's life. Yeah. And so we listened to that event last night. Yeah. And I shared that my future vision for Ghana was a Ghana where we are creators and owners. Yeah. Right. And doing it in an intentional way. I mean, I think we need to build infrastructure in Ghana such that young people like yourselves can walk into institutions and actually build something and learn from the best of the best in Ghana. Yeah. Right. If Ghana wants to compete globally, we need to be intentional with creating these centers of excellence. Yeah. Right. And so I shared that my future vision was for Ghana to be creators and owners, and I shared an idea around something called the Ghana Create Initiative. And creates the acronym comes from Centers of Excellence of research, entrepreneurship, artificial intelligence, technology, and entertainment. And I believe that if we're able to focus on those 5 key sectors, centers of excellence, and centers that bring collaboration together, innovation, I think that Ghana can be ripe for the future in terms of spinning out more entrepreneurs, spinning out more ideas and solutions that are solving global problems. I think that's going to attract people in the diaspora coming back. I think it's going to attract capital here. I think it's going to attract some of the best companies in the world that are going to want to come here, being that center of excellence. And so, I tried to share something like tangible in terms of, listen, if I commit myself to the next however many years I have left in Ghana to do something, it would be establishing the Create Ghana initiatives. But I'm curious to hear what both of you had for your future vision to Ghana.
Well, my future vision for God is that actually, see, God is already rich. Like people can grow food here. We have rivers, lakes. We're never close to the sun. A lot of natural resources. Just I feel like it's poorly managed. Like God shouldn't be one of the richest countries in the world. Like you look at Dubai. Like don't put no numbers on Dubai. I believe 100 years ago Dubai was just like sad. And now look at it. It says skyscrapers, all that, and they can't go food at all. Got it. Is rich with all that natural resources. So I feel like it has to be better managed. So my goal, or while I see in the future, is that all of God's natural resources get put to good use. Farmers are actually paid well. They know how to export, import their stuff. They know how to kind of run their own business instead of just having it, kind of selling it to whoever for a cheaper price.
I like it. And then my vision for Ghana is easy access, right? Because I schooled here. I finished up high school here. And there are so many individuals within school and outside of school who just have so much talent and potential. And it's such a shame when you see them not follow it because it's not easy. It's not even that it's easy. It's just, it's not viable for them. Like they have too many other obligations, or it's just way too difficult than it needs to be for them to go and actualize their ideas and their concepts. So I really would love to see, like, it'd be so easy for someone to wake up, have an idea, find the right people they need, find the right equipment they need, and start building, like, immediately, hit the ground running.
Sounds like they need a center of excellence.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you so much, so much for joining us today on our interview, on our podcast. We deeply appreciate you taking the time out of your time. And we like to close as we begin by giving thanks to the Creator, who for all things are not possible without. We'd also like to acknowledge our ancestors who toiled without compensation or compassion. And we'd also like to acknowledge our elders whose shoulders we stand on to build, share, and learn in our collective sovereignty and liberation. Thank you so much.
Well, for now, he had a major conference yesterday, and I appreciate it ended late, and he shared this morning with
Yeah.
I see that.
Thank you.
Yes.